the man to get the game underway, and he kicks off. Whitehaven attacking the railway end, as it will be. Once they can collect the ball, Gebby is allowed to bounce. Gebby then throws it back inside to Lachlan Hannigan, and it's not the start you want to that game when you're trying to get a bit of confidence back into your side. But Lachlan Hannigan was the man wrapped up. Gebby dives in at dummy half and gets it left into the hands of Ross Ainley. Ainley's going to be pushed back a metre or two, and Whitehaven going to play this second tackle 11 metres out. Newton in the dummy half then comes across to the middle to find Lucas Castle. Shouts of a potential high tackle on Castle, but referee Nick Bennett just waves them shouts away. Goes left now into the hands of King. King then just finds Lewis Baxter. And just had to double check. I thought, I don't recognise that face. That'll be why, because he's on loan this afternoon in from the Leigh Centurions. Fourth tackle now, and Whitehaven have only made it to their own 20. It's Jake Mason who's only just going to get back over their own 20 again. It's the 5 of March. It's a good defensive set from the visitors, and Lachlan Hannigan's going to have to kick deep in his own half. Shout of 40. Yeah, it was well behind his own 40, and it's going to be Paul Olberg who collects on the full 33 metres away from his own line, and then he's going to play this first tackle 2 or 3 metres short of halfway.
Yeah, just on that first set for Whitehaven. I mean, Adine Gebby and the fullback who was there at the time, Jake Mason, there was a lack of communication. The ball nearly bounced right into touch off the first kick. So there should be a lot more communication from the winger and the fullback on that count. But it's Whitehaven's turn to defend here now.
So it's Marion. Marion gets it back inside then to Belmas. Belmas trying to get his ball away, but it's going to be wrapped up 15 metres out. Attacking the Kells end in the first half are the French outfit. Going to go right now into the hands of Hansen. Gets it out then to Marion. Marion then gets it across then to Barchon. Barchon gets it out right into the hands then of Armitage. Armitage steps inside, gets round 1, gets round 2. He's just going to be pulled down short. He's the former rugby union man. He's going to be a metre out. It is the 5 and last. Gahan then comes across then to Rivet. Rivet then's going to put a little kick in, and they've got to get the... No, it's just going to be just dead. I thought he got the ball down at maximum Stephanie, but he's judged to have put it down on the dead ball line. It must have only just been, and Whitehaven get a top 20. It will be a 7 tackle set, and it's going to be Adine Gebby to fetch it up to the 33 metre line, and that should be 0 tackle.
Yeah, it looks a bit ominous, that the first set from Toulouse there. I mean, obviously the second row on that far side nearly got over the line, and from the resultant kick that they're going to the in goal, I mean, he nearly came out with it. So Nick Bennett must have been right on it there, because he waved it to the 20 there with a 7 tackle set and a 6 again as well. So it's Whitehaven's turn now, just to getting some good balls set and trying to put a bit of pressure on the French guys.
So Worthington trying to get his arm free for an offload. They are in the French half now, are Whitehaven, with Ainley finding Lucas Castle. Castle's going to be the man that he's wrapped up 30 metres out of Whitehaven. Centre field attacking the railway end in the first half, just into the 4th minute. Still 0-0 here at the recreation ground. Newton's going to put a little kick after scooting from dummy half, and he's going to try and get it behind Laguerre, but Laguerre collects it easily, and it is then wrapped up by James Newton solo in at marker. Then comes across to Ashall Bott. Bott's going to be pulled back by the Whitehaven defenders. They're going to play this second tackle on their own 10 metres. Toulouse.
Just a bit of a poor kick really on the back of the set there from James Newton. I mean, there was nobody chasing through and trying to put a bit of pressure on the French fullback, so it just looked like it was made up on the town. So there's 2 concerning pieces of play that they haven't carried through.
I like to come down the short side to the visitors. It's Rivet that's going to be wrapped up on the 5 and last, the halfback. So Garhan's then going to have to come back and find then Robin Barchon. Kick down the middle. It's allowed to bounce, just taken off his foot from Jake Mason, who obviously did Joey Romeo, but elects to keep hold of it himself, and the Italian international's going to be taken down 20 metres out from his own line. King has to dive in a dummy half and goes left into the hands of Tia. Tia looks to spin out to the tackle, but the defence on top. He plays his couple of metres short of his own 30. Joey Romeo now, the man to fetch it forward. Put down onto his back, 15 short of halfway, pretty much in central here at Whitehaven. Into the hands now of Worthington. Welsh international gets the offload away into the hands of Newton, then finds Lucas Castle. Whitehaven's going to make an extra 4, 5, potential 6 metres from that. Lucas Castle's going to play it exactly on halfway. Still a couple of tackles left. Go left down, deciding down to King. King throws a dummy and looks to kind of find a gap. 37 metres out. That's going to be an incorrect play. The ball there from the Whitehaven halfback Ryan King this afternoon, deputising in there, and he's trying to protest his innocence, but it was just a clear drop there. It's going to be a turnover ball.
Yeah, prior to that, I mean, White have made some good yards there. What they've got to do, they've got to test Toulouse today by, tipping the ball on and just changing the point of attack from the rucks that they're doing there. So, it was just unfortunate there from Ryan King. He didn't play the ball correctly, and obviously he's got his just desserts with. They've got a scrum probably on the 40-metre line now.
One note that either side hasn't yet is put a high ball up. We can hear the wind just maybe gusting around our microphones, and neither side have tested the fullback high as of yet, so that might be a tactic that's introduced throughout the game, as Harrison Hansen is now the man to fetch it forward, takes his side over the halfway line. Just the former Wigan Warrior comes left now to Marion then gets out to Rivet. Hannigan seeing where that ball was going and trying to line up Rivet but couldn't get in. He gets the offload away to Ashol Botts then got to bounce off Lucas Castle before being then wrapped up 5-6 metres further down the line. Newton and Baxter involved on that occasion. 32 metres out from the Whitehaven line, comes across then to Marion then finds then to Belmas, shouts a forward pass from the Whitehaven crowd that are in attendance. Still a couple of tackles left, 18 metres out. Garhan scoots from dummy half, trying to get through a gap. There is Callum Garhan and he's made it. It is the 5 and last. He's 5 metres out in line with the right hand side post. It's going to go right from Marion into the hands of Harrison Hansen. Hansen is going to drop that ball over the line as he looks to go for the as he looks to try and put that ball down, and it should be a tap 20 set. It is going to be a tap 20 set. Not going to be able to get the quick play of the ball because referee Nick Bennett has said I had to stop the play there because of that. So Romeo now takes the tap, looking for the kick over the top. What are you doing on play one, Joey Romeo? He's trying to get a bounce of the ball, and it's then going to be a penalty for tackling Ryan Rivet in the air. Absolute brain fart there from Whitehaven. Peter Smith, try and explain.
I don't know what he was thinking about there from the it just looked like Keystone Cops. That's what it looked like from there. It was poor, and it first and foremost, I think it was the referee. It didn't look like he could keep up with play from there, and he was trying to do it, but Whitehaven went for a quick play of the ball on the 20, and he was 10-15 yards back, so it was as if to say you're going to wait for me.
And I'm just watching the Whitehaven sort of backroom staff query why the penalty was further forward, because of course it goes from where the ball initially lands, and then because it had come from a kick, it bounced, taken in the air, it goes from where the kick had bounced, so then the Whitehaven lost another 10 metres on that. So it's now first tackle. It's Hansen that's going to play the ball, the 20 metres out. Garhan goes right into the hands of Belmas. Belmas is then going to be taken down, but they're 8 metres out here are the French outfit, just about into the 8th minute here on BBC Radio Cumbria Sports Online. Comes in the middle now with Marion, then comes across to Rivet. He's just going to drop the ball there, is Rivet. It's going to be Ashol Bott that collects it, but it is going to be real to knock on. And while the visitors have had majority of possession of the territory so far, Pete, they haven't looked all that dangerous with it.
No, not yet, no. I mean, obviously they're trying to get themselves into the game from there, but a couple of bits of poor handling from Toulouse on that score there, but they have got good shape, and I mean some of the Whitehaven players are gesticulating what's going on. James Newton I think he must be injured or something, because he's
got blood coming from his eye as James Newton, so we have got a stoppage in play because he's going to need that seeing too. We'll probably need a fresh shirt as well, will James Newton, if I'm being completely honest, but we might see a green card here for Newt as well, because if he's the one he's okay to continue but has caused the stoppage, you might see a green card and he might have to sit out for 2 minutes here with the Whitehaven captain. Just going to see if there's any scores elsewhere in the round rugby league this afternoon. Of course, not as many to choose from with us being on the Saturday afternoon, but there is 2 other games in Super League. It's the Hull Derby, as KR's took an early lead in that one, so if you are recording that, I will be giving you scores throughout the afternoon, so make sure you keep your ears close when I mention there could be scores from elsewhere. It's Hull FC 0, KR 6, Lee 0, Huddersfield Giants 0, Catlin and Salford underway at 5:30 down in Perpignan. Game back underway, Newton okay to take his place and no green cards. It's going to go left into the hands of Joey Romeo from the base of the scrum, 10 metres out. He's made it to the Whitehaven 20 as the Australian winger, kept calling Kiwi a few weeks back, I don't know where it had come from, but it's Curtis Tier pushes off one, then nearly through there is the former Waff-Brown man. 12 short of halfway, Hugh Worthington. Now with ball in hand, looks to get the offload away. It's got to be offload, then could be a knock on here from Harrison Hansen. This might be a scrum down head and feed to Whitehaven. Just checking with his touch judge, his referee Nick Bennett, and I think he's going to call it a knock on from James Newton. I think that one it's either a play on and it's first tackle, or it's a scrum down heading for Whitehaven, Pete. It's no way it should have been a scrum down heading for to Toulouse. James Newton didn't touch the ball.
No, I think he's got it wrong there, but I mean, Whitehaven again being guilty of not looking after the ball and being a bit slack in the last 3 sets there. They haven't completed them, and that means everything at the end of the day. They've got to look after that ball.
So Ryan Rivet gets it across then to Ruben Rennie as the ball comes from the base of the scrum, and Rennie's going to be wrapped up 42 away from the Whitehaven line. Marion then gets it across to Alison Hansen. 9.5 gone here at the recreation ground. BBC Radio, Cumbria Sports Online. Still remains 0-0 between Haven and Toulouse. Marion gets it across to Belmas. Shouts for potential forward pass again. It's tight, I'll give you that. It could be a line ball, but it certainly is tight. Belmas is being wrapped up 22 metres short of the Whitehaven line. Garhan in there at dummy half. Goes right. Marion once again takes a step on this occasion and fetches the ball forward, and the Frenchman's taken down sort of 18 metres away from the Whitehaven line. Garhan in there. Comes left now to Ryan Rivet. Has to elect to take the line on himself because Will Evans had Ashall Bott lined up. So 5 and last. 7 metres out. Callum Garhan going to look to put a little kick forward. It bounces into the hands then of James Newton. James Newton isn't going the length, and he's actually wrapped up 2 or 3 metres later, but there was a gap there if he could try to exploit. 10 metres out, centre field, into the hands now with Joey Romeo. This will be second tackle. Haven't made too many metres forward there, have Whitehaven, and it's amazing in a dummy half on this occasion. Now Will Evans in at the centre of the field, and Whitehaven have 3 tackles that have only made potentially 3 metres, so need to try and make some more yardage here to Whitehaven. Dingeby's trying to find a gap, gets up and so he slipped. He wasn't a higher tackle, but Harrison Anton will have to watch that one sort of slip going into the tackle against the Papua New Guinean. So I'm going to be Curtis T, and T is going to make a good few metres there, but it is going to be 5 and last, and Whitehaven still only on their own 30, so it's going to go left into the hands of Ryan King. King's going to come in it right footed. It's going to be right down the throat of Ollie Ashall Bott, but it's a clearing kick, and it's good defence from Whitehaven. The line is there, and Wallace and Hannigan are going to affect the tackle, but they're going to start this, or first tackle's going to be only 15 short of halfway.
Yeah, they've got to keep an eye on Ollie Ashall Bott. He's a very dynamic runner from the back there, and you need numbers round him from there. And it was a good line defence from Whitehaven there. They looked after it, but he's Toulouse being guilty now of just dropping that ball. I think it was Paul Ulberg, wasn't he? Paul
Ulberg, yeah, who was a one-on-one tackle with Lachlan Hannigan, able to affect the tackle was on Ulberg. Obviously previously spent time at the London Broncos as Ulberg. Now down in the south of France with Toulouse, but it's going to be scrum down heading feet to Whitehaven, 8 metres short of halfway. They've elected to take it in centre field. Another score update from Super League. It's Lee Leopards 0, Huddersfield 4. They've obviously sacked Ian Watson earlier this week. Did the Giants after what's been a poor run of form in the last few weeks. Got to be pinned for offside here. Got to be pinned for offside. There we go. Ryan Rivet knew exactly what he'd done straight away, but never made any attempt to get back to where he should be. And a penalty for Whitehaven, which is going to allow them down into deep into Toulouse territory here, Pete.
It's been a bit poor of both teams at present. I mean, both teams have been guilty of not looking after the ball, and obviously that just capped it off there with just a real poor penalty from Toulouse. And Sylvain Hulls, he won't be liking what he's seeing at present.
He certainly won't be. 12.5 minutes gone here at the recreation ground. Still 0-0. BBC Radio, Cumbria Sports Online. Evans plays the ball. Newton then finds Ross Ainley. 20, just over about 18 metres out now as Ainley falls backwards in line with the right hand side post, attacking the railway end in the first half, comes right into the hands of Hannigan. Hannigan then finds AJ Wallace, and it's going to be AJ Wallace in on this right hand side for his first try in a Whitehaven shirt on loan from Hull Kingston Rovers. Of course, spent time with Bradford in 2022 and 2023 and made his debut in the delayed 2021 Rugby League World Cup for Jamaica. The second row has gone in over them this right hand side. Haven have taken the lead here at the recreation ground. 14th minute, Haven 4, Toulouse 0.
Yeah, you can put that down to Lachlan Hannigan there. It was a smart piece of play. He just run his opposite number. He just skipped a crossover and he just laid on a lovely ball for AJ Wallace to put the ball down. Probably about halfway between the corner flag and the stick. So that's a better start for Whitehaven as it is. But obviously they've got to keep it up.
They certainly have, because we've seen that from Whitehaven in previous games, and not just that game at Halifax, but there were plenty of points up against Widnes. There were plenty of points up against Doncaster. And if you're going to try and get anything against this Toulouse outfit, you need to be in the game for the full 80 minutes. For stips and starts of games, there have been, you know, Widnes and Doncaster, and they've come back and let points in. And obviously then there was that horrendous second half against Halifax. If Whitehaven had to get anything, they need to put an 80-minute performance in, Pete.
Well, exactly, and you know the ball security that both teams have got. I mentioned from before there that, you know, that they've got to look after the ball a bit better. I mean, both teams, if they have a chance of doing anything, but you know, Whitehaven, they're probably running at about 50%, and Toulouse running about 40% now, I would say, which is quite poor from them. But you know, the go forward's good, but you know, their ball security isn't.
FC 0, KR 12 in the whole derby. Just waiting for Lachlan Hannigan to still line this one up. He's 22 metres on the straight, about 10 metres in from the touchline. Got to come at it right footed, right over the top, the blue and gold, banding as it is here on the sticks at the recreation ground. Haven 6, Toulouse 0. And you just need to make sure that you're competing with this outfit, Pete, because we've seen last year when they made the trip, and you've seen when under the opening quarter of an hour here, if you put them under pressure, they're liable to make mistakes.
Well, that was the first bit of good ball that Whitehaven had from there. I mean, prior to that, they didn't really breach the 40 metre mark. So, you know, it was a good piece of play, as I mentioned, from Lachlan Hannigan. He just squared up and put a lovely ball on there. But you know, as I was saying about the ball security, they've got to look after that a bit better than what they have done. Kick
is deep again, collected by Hannigan on this occasion, and finds Gebby had nearly broken through that initial tackle, and then it's going to be a penalty to Whitehaven. Sylvain Hules, who's just behind to our left-hand shoulders here, he won't be happy with what he's seen from his side in the opening sort of 15 minutes, and given a penalty away first tackle after conceding a try and after the kick-off. They are coach killers, Pete.
Oh, definitely. I mean, you don't give a penalty away, especially, you know, you're trying to put pressure on your opposition in the first play of the set, where you've just let a try in from there. I mean, obviously you should be focused a bit more, but you know, I think they need a kick up the backside.
So Newton in the dummy half after Wallace plays the ball. Ainley's going to take Whitehaven over the halfway line in centre field here. He's pulled down 2 or 3 metres short of Toulouse 40. Slight messing around at the play of the ball, but goes left now into the hands of Hugh Worthington. So always trying to get that arm threes, Hugh Worthington. He really has got that in his game, but he's 31 metres out now. Whitehaven electing to go down the short side, which is left to King. King's trying to just push Barshon out of his way, and that's one benefit you probably get of King in the half, that he's a forward and he runs like a forward.
Sorry, Joe. You know, he can target. He can target his half-back partner from there. Obviously, he's a lot more bigger than his half-back is. So
Hannigan ball come right. It's going to be a crossfield kick. It's going to be too deep, and it's going to be collected by Olberg behind his own try line. Angle just wasn't quite on there. Dean Gebby stayed down following that. I didn't see anything in particular there, but Whitehaven down to 12 momentarily. There's not a recognised winger on the bench, I'll certainly tell you that for nothing. It's going to be Ashall Bott trying to come out from dummy half, gets away from Lucas Castle. He's not going to get away from James Newton Baxter, and then Lucas Castle, who comes in once again, the Papua New Guinean, not looking in the best of health, down to our right hand side, but he is behind the dead ball line, so this game won't be stopped. Coming forward now, I think that could be Laguerre in off the wing. It's going to be Singleton, so there's going to be a reshuffle. I think we're going to see potentially, do you bring Curtis Tier over onto the wing, or that's his afternoon done, it looks like. Singleton's gone in, so it's going to be Will Evans who bumps in onto the wing. Singleton jumps into the centre. Garhan's going to go right into the hands of Marion, then comes across to Hansen. Baxter's going to fetch him down, loses the ball there. There's Harrison Hansen, then he just rolls up. Joey Romeo celebrates that one. Fantastic effort from Lenny Baxter. In the meanwhile, still not looking good for the Papua New Guinean to our right hand side.
No, I can't really see what happened or what he did. There was no contact there, unless he's gone over on his ankle. Or he's maybe rolled his ankle or something, but Toulouse again, they've just gifted Whitehaven the ball once more. So, you know, the last 6 sets that they've had, they've been completely.
Hansen's looking in trouble here. I don't know if he's landed on his arm or something like that. So I've just seen an immediate reshuffle. So we've got Curtis Tier on the wing now. Evans is going to go back into the centre. Then the other side, I imagine we're going to see Perry Singleton jump into the centre on that side. Joey Romeo remains on the wing. So while it's a little bit of a reshuffle, Perry Singleton has played plenty of centre, both for John Tagoli's Whitehaven and his time at Workington, as well as Dean Gebby's being helped away, and he has got a big limp on there. has the Papua New Guinean, so it'll be interesting to see. I probably think that's his afternoon done. It looks to be his right hand, sort of anywhere potentially from his hip to his knee, Peter. I think potentially.
It looks like his ankle, because he's not putting no weight down on his ankle there. It looks like he's in a world of pain as well.
So Alison Hansen is okay to continue and takes his place in the scrum. It's going to be King to feed the scrum. Newton then comes out to Will Evans. Whitehaven are starting this. It will be now, as Evans is going to be wrapped up exactly on their own 20 metre line, sort of 15 metres in from this grandstand touchline. Hannigan in at dummy half, then comes across to Lucas Castle. I don't think the Toulouse Olympique defence are just that fast, so maybe something for Nick Bennett that needs to watch there. Going to come down the short side again to Curtis Tier, who swaps sides following that reshuffle there for John Tigoli's side, with Dean Gebby leaving the field. He's struggling there. Is Dean Gebby still to my right hand side? Comes left to Ross Ainley. He had to reach out for that one. Did the former Kells man. 38 metres out. King now comes left into the hands of Lewis Baxter. Baxter's going to be taken down. It's going to be a knock on, is it, or a penalty, or what are we waiting for? Is he lost that? I think. Let's just wait and see. So it's either got to be a penalty or a knock on if he lost the ball, and he's just told him to get up and play it. Referee Nick Bennett's perplexed me a few times so far this afternoon, and it's going to be Hugh Worthington who comes in instead. I thought he was signalling 5 and last, initially there was referee Nick Bennett. So keep an eye on that one. It is now going to be Hannigan. Hannigan comes across and into the hands of Mears, and there's a gap on this side. Elects to take the line on himself, does the Italian international. So potentially a 6 again that he'd given, then stop the play. I think we might have had a Newton's then going to scoot from dummy half. Yeah, I think Whitehaven definitely must have had a 6 again. It wasn't clearly signalled, but it's now Lucas Castle with ball in hand. So 20 metres out, centre field. He shouts forward as referee Nick Bennett. So Newton's then going to be in a dummy half. Goes left now into the hands of King. King then, there wasn't really too many options over him. Goes round. He went round the back of Hugh Worthington there. He'd be looking to get away with that one. And he does. It's now the 5 and last. Newton in 12 metres out. Comes right into the hands of Hannigan. Hannigan's going to put a little kick in. It's just going to be too deep. But it's Olberg that's going to have to collect it. He's going to have to work hard. Does work hard there. Just Paul Olberg. He's going to be aware. Tears on the chase. Mason's got back. And Mason fetches him down. I think Hannigan potentially maybe trying to put Olberg under pressure with that kick, and he's not going to be too happy there, Paul Olberg, and he's just trying to jump on the top of Jake Mason. Mason's not going to be happy. I didn't see what went on, but whatever did went on, Pete, Paul Olberg wasn't happy with, and at one point was on top of Jake Mason.
It was a great piece of play from Paul Olberg, and he's just gone and spoiled it again by, just dropping the ball there once more, and more bothered with the bit of a skirmish than what bothered about the rugby ball with. But
he's gone. He's Paul Olberg. 10 minutes. He's going. So whatever did happen, he's been judged to have been of that, and he's going to see 10 minutes. I imagine he can only be. He must be for the push or something like that. I think immediately straight away, James Newton said to John Tigoli, do you want us to take 2 points? He signalled yes, it's John Tigoli. So when this penalty signalled, I think Whitehaven are going to go for goal.
I think it was maybe a stamp. I think it's maybe some kind of foul play.
If it's a stamp, he's lucky you only see yellow. We'll have to keep an eye on that one. I'll try and ask the official after the game to see what he was officially was simbing for. But Whitehaven, they have got a penalty, and they're going to elect to take the 2 to try and put themselves 8 points in front, as KR have put themselves 18 points in front at the KCOM Stadium, the home of RLFC. So they're 18-0 up at their nearest and dearest at KR, and it's still 0-0 Huddersfield 4. Olberg has seen yellow. Toulouse down to 12 for the next 10 minutes. Whitehaven attempting to go for goal here to try and make it 8 points. Right decision, Pete, you think?
Yeah, I think so, especially at this time. I mean, Toulouse aren't completing well or anything. Obviously there's a 2 score if Lachlan Hannigan puts this ball over, so yeah, totally the right call.
If you can knock it over, which he hasn't been able to do, Lachlan Hannigan, sort of 30 metres out, just in line with the right hand side post. You'd expect him to knock that over, but it's going to be a 20 metre goal line dropout, so it's still 6-0 to the good of Whitehaven.
Yeah, still 6-0. I mean, obviously a bit of a miss, but the change in point here is they're going to get the ball back, so they're going to have another go at Toulouse.
So Ashol Bott on his own 20 metres, trying to find touch, but deep in Whitehaven territory, and Tias goes down to his knees to make sure he can collect it cleanly, and then fetches the ball forward over just the halfway line. Hannigan in a dummy half, goes left into the hands of AJ Wallace. Wallace taken down, 42 away from the Whitehaven line. Newton in there at dummy half. Hugh Worthington then gets it across to Lucas Castle, and there's gaps there in this Toulouse defence that Whitehaven can try and get at. 22.5 minutes gone, 6-0 to the good. Haven, Worthington now out the back then to Hannigan. Hannigan then gets it across to AJ Wallace, and Wallace is going to be the man that's wrapped up with the former Bradford Bull. 18 metres out, 20 in from the touchline. Comes across now then to Ross Ainley. Ainley then finds Lucas Castle in the middle of the field now with Whitehaven. 5 and last, got options left and right. Newton elects to go right into the hands then now of Lachlan Hannigan. Hannigan then finds Evans. Evans gets the offload away to Lachlan Hannigan. Can he get the ball down? He's just going to be held up there. Initially looked like he'd made the wrong decision by not going for Curtis Steer on this right hand side, but was able to get the offload away, and Hannigan is mere centimetres away from getting that ball down, Pete.
Yeah, Hannigan's going well as well on this side. He's got a good relationship with AJ Wallace, bear in mind, he's only been here this week, but he's put a few quality passes in from there, so he can only benefit from that.
So Toulouse having to do it tough, come trying to bring it out from their own try line, and Weir hasn't been able to do that. Castle collects, then finds Newton, then finds Hannigan. Hannigan throws a dummy, potential high tackle here on Lachlan Hannigan. 6 again, so he's just a fresh set of 6. Newton's in there, comes across then to Lucas Castle. Castle then going to be pinned down. Whitehaven 2-3 metres out. Newton in there at dummy half. Goes left into the hands then of King. King shapes the dummy, steps back inside. That's the loose forward, the forward in him of course, but deputising in the halves this afternoon. 8 metres out, just to the right hand side of the post. Going to come right into the hands of AJ Wallace, trying to use his frame there is AJ Wallace. The second row is going to be hauled up just short. Newton in a dummy half. Goes left into the hands of a King. King going to get it across to Mason. Mason is going to put a little kick forward, trying to get it in behind Weir. Couldn't just execute that kick on there, but it's going to be wrapped up, is Weir, by Singleton, and Toulouse having to come deep from their own line once again. Calling for that elbow in the face there now with Joey Romeo from Guy Armitage. It's going to be a stoppage in play. This might be a penalty once again to Whitehaven.
Yeah, the linesman
signalled
something. Yeah, he's signalled something. Obviously, he's run dangerously with his elbow up. I mean, obviously that was then. He used to be able to do that, but
and Sylvain Houlet's behind us cannot believe it, and it should. If I'm being completely honest, if he's running with his elbow, he might should be seeing 10 minutes. He's just having a talking to. I think here is.
Very ill-disciplined. Both, obviously Toulouse are very ill-disciplined. I mean, if you look at it now, you'd think that they were the team languishing at the bottom.
So Whitehaven get this underway. They're going to have a fresh set of 6 here within the Toulouse 15. So it's going to be Worthington that plays the ball. Comes right, King, Hannigan, then finds Evans. His numbers here. Evans trying to go himself there. Is Will Evans. He's just going to be pulled down. Tia was there, but he couldn't quite get the offload away. Tia in a dummy half, 2 metres out of Whitehaven. Goes left now. It's a poor pass to Jake Mason. Just had to stop there, did Mason. Couldn't take it on any sort of run. Runs behind the back of AJ Wallace then. He's just trying to find an option. He's Jake Mason and trying to direct traffic. Is essentially going to be wrapped up in the middle. 11 metres out. Newton in a dummy half. Whitehaven need to try and complete this, while this Toulouse side, who probably can't be this poor all afternoon. Worthington's going to be wrapped up 10 metres out, just left of the post. Newton's then going to come right to Guy Graham, who's just come on the pitch to replace Lucas Castle. 5 and last. Newton goes left into the hands of a King. Ryan King, he's over on the left hand side. Is Ryan King just in line with the left hand side post, and Whitehaven aren't able to take advantage, while this Toulouse side are down to 12 men. They find themselves 10-0 to the good here at the recreation ground. BBC Radio, Cumbria Sport Online. 26 minutes gone. Haven 10, Toulouse 0.
Well, that's come off the back of obviously a poor completion rate from Toulouse, and being ill-disciplined. Obviously they've got one guy in the bin, and they gave a penalty away when they had the ball, which is absolutely criminal. But that's when Ryan King comes alive about 5 or 10 yards close to the line. He can see that line, and there was nobody going to stop him putting the ball down 2 or 3 yards to the right hand post. So he's going to make it an easier kick for Lachlan Hannigan. But Whitehaven's good value for this today.
8th try of this season for Ryan King, and his 18th Whitehaven appearance. I don't know if it's just me, Pete, but I feel throughout the game, once they've realised they can match up, you've seen the Whitehaven growing confidence. They seem to be that inch or two bigger. We've just seen Lucas Castle coming off the pitch. He was laughing down with the bench. You wouldn't have seen that in previous weeks. They're growing in confidence out there at Whitehaven at the moment.
Yeah, I mean it's good with Ross Ainley and Lucas Castle, they're just tipping the ball zone from there. They're changing the point of attack for Toulouse there, and and they're only getting say one in the tackle, and so they're getting a quick play of the ball for Lachlan Hannigan to do some of his magic from there. So they did well from there, but if I was Sylvain Hills, I wouldn't be happy with the performance that these guys have shown of already.
Lachlan Hannigan able to add the extras. As just saying, Dean Gebby down below as he's just been helped, and he's still really struggling, is he, Pete? Whatever the issue is, he can't put any weight down on that sort of right foot. So we'll try and see if we can find out, maybe speak to maybe half time or maybe even have to be full time. But here at the recreation ground, in front of what we've already mentioned is a sparse crowd, those that are here, Pete, have been fully entertained by Whitehaven at the moment.
They have. Yeah, it's been, as I say, it's Toulouse's downfall that they can't look after the ball. But as I say, all Whitehaven going to do is just concentrate on set after set.
Gone to a more normal kick-off now. Realise that previous two hasn't worked for the French outfit. Hannigan collects and finds Ross Ainley inside centre, middle of the field of Whitehaven, 12-13 metres out. Guy Graham is now the man to fetch it forward. The Scottish international put down onto his back, 22-23 metres out here. Newton in a dummy half, likes to go left into the hands then of King. King gets to the cross then to Lewis Baxter. Looked okay in the early goings, made 2 appearances for League and Super League so far this season has Baxter, following his close season move from St Helens. Perry Singleton's the man now that's taken down, just short of the Whitehaven 40. Coming across now to King. King offers it up and then finds Hugh Worthington. Just going to move it backward there is Worthington. He's been made 2 or 3 metres going backwards and taking Whitehaven over that 40. It's going to then be James Newton. Hannigan's then going to put the kick in. Going to try and put pressure on Laguerre. Joey Romeo's going to try and get there, and he's knocked on there as Laguerre, and if the Toulouse man touches it, it's going to be an offside, and I think we're going to come back for the scrum here, because Hugh Worthington, no we're not, he's decided that Whitehaven have got an advantage by keeping hold of that. Newton scoots from dummy half, then finds Guy Graham. Whitehaven are on the front foot here and really need to essentially keep the hand on this French outfit's throat. They're rocking at Toulouse. Hannigan now dummies and takes the line on, wrapped up 10 metres out in line with the right hand side post. Newton then finds Ross Ainley, still searching for his first try in a Whitehaven shirt is Ross Ainley, but he's only a metre 2 out. He's the former Kells man, plays his ball now. Newton then finds Hannigan. Hannigan then comes out to Mason. Mason over the top of Curtis Tier, and he's in this right hand side corner. It's an acrobatic finish from Curtis Tier. It's his 5th try of the season for the Whitehaven winger, and Whitehaven score their 3rd of the afternoon, just short of the half-hour mark here at the recreation ground. It's Haven 16, Toulouse 0.
Yeah, Toulouse are losing and losing badly here. I mean, I've got them completing 2 sets out of 9 really, which is absolutely amateurish from them, but it was well set up again from Whitehaven. They seem to have them in trouble on this right edge here, their left, and they had his choice to pass to either Will Evans or Curtis Tier, and Curtis Tier he went over close to the line with nobody right in front of him. So Whitehaven's good value for their win at present, and they just need to concentrate, as I mentioned.
22% Toulouse are completing that, Pete, and Whitehaven, we mentioned they were around about 50%. They've only been slightly better since, so it's not like they're dominating by competing at 100% or even your 95 or your 90s. They're averaging probably less than what John Tigoli would want, and yet they've scored 3 tries out there because of how poor their opposition have been.
That's correct. I mean, they have been poor, and for the so-called sort of semi-pro team, it's not acceptable on this part. But be good here if Lachlan Hannigan can get this kick over from a yard in from the touch, and put 3 scores in between them, and maybe just do something, but just concentrate into half time and regroup once again.
Paul Olberg still waiting to come on down below us. That's probably where he would have been, so struggle there for Olberg. He probably knows I've cost my side at least 1 try by not being out there. Hush comes across the recreation ground. Lachlan Hannigan just taking his time, makes his steps forward now, comes at it right footed. Lachlan Hannigan, fantastic kick from the Australian from the touchline. He's nailed it. He's 3 from 4 so far this afternoon, and it is now Whitehaven 18, Toulouse 0. Championship Rugby League being brought to you here by BBC Radio Cumbria Sports Online. Just got to continue what they're doing at Whitehaven.
Yeah, of course you haven't. A bit ironic there from Lachlan Hannigan. He's probably missed the easiest kick to put the 2 points over, but he's he's been spot on with the boot play for me. So it needs to continue, and as I just said, they've just got to look after every set that that they've gotten the ball, and be disciplined with it.
Toulouse back up to a full complement of 13 now, as Olberg is allowed back on the field. Whitehaven, it's going to be Ross in to try and get up and play this ball. It's slow, it's scrappy, but Guy Graham is the man now to fetch Whitehaven forward, and he's made 12-13 metres there, and Toulouse have got a man down in back play, so when it rains it pours for Sylvain Houlez' side. Joey Romeo is the man now to fetch it forward, as Greg Richards is getting ready down below us to replace that injured Toulouse man down in back play, as Ryan King's then nearly through. Then caught there was Ryan King as he was falling to the floor, but gets up and plays the ball 5 short of halfway. Mason now just going to be taken down. It's going to be the 5 and last, the 42 short of Toulouse's line. So it's going to be King to put the kick up, just takes his time and puts it up in the air. Going to be Ashol Bott underneath it. Whitehaven saying you were all in front there of Ryan King, so he's just got to hold up, so not able to put too much pressure. But the fullback's then going to be wrapped up 28 metres away from his own line.
Yeah, good set from Whitehaven. As I said, he's just doing the basics right, and they can do them better than their opposition. They're going to come up trumps, so they've went well on that set there.
Toulouse are wanting this game stopped for the player down in Blackburn. The doctor's enter the field, so he should stop this game eventually, and does. So we're going to have a stoppage here. 6 minutes 40 left as we make it to the half-time break here. Still 18-0 in the Hull derby to KR away at FC. Still Lee 0, Huddersfield 4. Sorry, make that Lee 4, Huddersfield 4 now. But back to this game, Pete, and like you say, they've got the stoppage here, and they're going to have to maybe have another little reshuffle here. The French outfit, but they're rocking at this moment in time. I imagine Sylvain Houlez can't wait for half time.
Well, you can just see, Whitehaven's confidence is growing. They're pushing around the ruck, they're all supporting the ball. And you just go down from that one, a couple of players from there, they're just running in ones now with Toulouse, so you can just see how the confidence can affect you, whatever. Obviously the 3 scores down as well, so there's not a great deal of confidence coming out of them, but full credit to Whitehaven.
It's going to be Dimitri Piscaro coming on here, and I make it because it was initially Greg Richards that was getting ready, but you're 33 minutes in, Pete, you're 18-0 down. That's the first change they've made. Surely Sylvain Houlez would have wanted trying to get some impetus out there. He hasn't tried to bring anything from his bench. Strange.
Well, all they've done in the last sort of 15 minutes is defend, because obviously the ball security hasn't been good enough for them. So, obviously there's been nobody flagging, but apart from Paul Olberg getting off, that's what it's been. There's been a gap on that side of the field. So and Whitehaven have made sure that they've went through with it. So
Biscaro is a man fresh on the field here for the French side. It's going to play these, and that's to me that's a knock on. Ruben Rennie is now the man to fetch it forward here to the centre. It's going to be the 5 and last, 27-28 metres out. Garhan's in there at dummy half, goes right to Rivet. Rivet's going to put it in cross field. Joey Romeo's going to rise the highest. It could be knocked on there. I think it is going to be knocked on by Guy Armitage, and it's going to be here for just a play the ball 10 metres out, because Guy Armitage just got ahead there to Joey Romeo, but just knocked it forward and couldn't keep hold of it.
Yeah, it was obviously it would be a better set from Toulouse, what they have been doing. As I've got them down there as a complete there on that last one, but it could have been different there. But the bounce of the ball seems to be going for Whitehaven at present.
I think it's Lambert Belmas is the man who's left the field here, just trying to look among the defensive line for the visitors, and it is. So it's Whitehaven now fetching this forward. Curtis T is nearly through there, trying to get a fast play of the ball. Mason dives in a dummy half. They were 32 metres out. Mason's took them up to 3 metres short of halfway. Still a couple of tackles left here for Whitehaven. Just under 5.5, I should say, to half time as we make it. And they're 18-0 to the good. It's going to be 5 and last. Graham plays the ball, comes right to Hannigan, going to put the kick and just put this pressure on Paul Olberg. Evans is going to be there. It's Ashol Bott actually, and he takes it high there, does Ashol Bott, and fair play to him, because Wallace was in front of him, Evans was in front of him, and he's been nailed then by Tier and Hannigan.
Well, a couple of times just in that set. Whitehaven just bust right down the guts of the Toulouse's defence there, and it looked like there was a few lads there that were struggling to make tackles there. They got a couple of one-on-ones, and they got a quick play of the ball, which got them down there. But I can see a different team coming out the second half, because I bet he's saying he can't wait to get in touch with his guys now.
So they made a good few metres here out of Toulouse. They made it in the Whitehaven half. They're 38 metres away now. It's going to come left from the play of the ball to Marion. Marion then finds Rivet, then comes across to Stephanie. But Lachlan Hannigan's in there doing the work, and it's going to be the 5 and last. They're going to play these 25 metres out just to the left of the post. They're going to come down the short left hand side. Rivet's going to then put in the banana kick, but then it's Lewis Baxter that's there. Just collects it, does the Loney from Lee Leopards, and Whitehaven's going to play this 8 metres out, trying to do something off the cuff, but didn't come off for them, Pete.
Well, as they say, the kick's only as good as the chase, and on that occasion again, I mean, it wasn't a bad kick, but there was no chase, and it just lacked a bit of confidence in what they were doing, a bit of tidiness in that as well.
Noah High is getting ready to come on down below as we make it 4 minutes to the half-time break, so it's just going to be a short stint before half-time. It's going to be Ross Ainley, the man to leave the field here. So Singleton plays the ball 30 metres out, then finds Worthington, and Worthington's going to be taken up, gets the offload away into the hands of Guy Graham, and there's nothing but green grass in front of him. He's going to have to keep hold of the ball. Ollie Ashaw-Bott didn't want to know about Guy Graham and allowed his players, and it's going to be a 6 again. Whitehaven really on the front foot here, but the ball's then going to hit the floor. I think Newton tried to scoot so fast from dummy half, maybe white line favoured as they call it, Pete. He sensed there was an opportunity on, got a little bit excited, couldn't take the ball from dummy half, but Ollie Ashaw-Bott did not want to know there about Guy Graham, and was sort of saying to his teammates, you can deal with him instead.
No, I don't think I'd have wanted Guy Graham to come and start running at me either, but as I say,
as a fullback, that's your job, surely.
It doesn't matter, it just didn't matter. But I mean, it was it was a good break again from Whitehaven. They've had some good periods of play here, but as I said, James Newton just got a bit, as we said, a bit of white line favour, and he put that ball down, which could have put a bit more pressure on them and maybe get a score before half time.
So Oldberg ends up with the ball as it comes left from the scrum, made it to his own 35 metre line. As Rivet dives in at dummy half, then finds Ruben Rennie. Rennie then finds Biscaro. Biscaro's going to be taken down by Noah High and Guy Graham. Going to be 8 short of halfway. Garhan's then going to come from dummy half, trying to point out that Noah High maybe wasn't square at marker, but referee Nick Bennett was happy with it. Ashaw-Bott dives in at dummy half. Marion then gets it across then to Barshon. Barshon then gets it out right to Armitage. Armitage is then going to get it out to Laguerre. Laguerre's then that's going to be 4 yards forward. 4 yards forward. And referee Nick Bennett just waves it away. It was like Tom Brady throwing that pass, but it's going to be Barshon that gets it down. Toulouse have hit back just before the half-time break. It was only 3 or 4 yards there forward, Pete. It was forward, let's be completely honest, but it's not going to be given by the match officials, and in Monday's paper, it's going to be a try for the home side.
Yeah, of course it was. I mean, he was right in line with it. I don't know why he didn't give it to from there, but I mean, that crucial knock on from James Newton over there, it's cost Whitehaven a bit, and you look at changing points in games and whatever, and they're going to get a score there just before half time. But to me personally, I thought that was a poor call from Nick Bennett. He was right on touch with it, but as I said, at the end of the day, I've never known a referee change his mind yet.
Just his 8th appearance of the season for Robin Barshon. It's his 5th try. Played a big part spell so far this season. It's going to be Ryan Rivet to look at lining up the conversion. He's only knocked over 2 goals this season, not the regular goal kicker that would normally fall down to Jake Shorrocks, but missing this afternoon after leaving the field last week. So he's going to line it up here. He's the Toulouse halfback. Comes at it now right-footed. Knocks it right over the sticks here at the recreation ground, and just before the half-time break, the French side have hit back, and it is now Haven 18, Toulouse 6.
Yeah. Again, it's concentration. You need your concentration levels up, and as I said, James Newton was found to be guilty there of, obviously, his own enthusiasm has just cost him, knocking that ball on. If he'd just take another second with the ball, whatever, they might have got a play on this on this left hand side. Whitehaven's right, but up until now there's probably about 30 seconds to go, is there, for half time.
I make it round about 10 seconds, but that's not official. Stops the clock, does referee Nick Bennett, so we make it 7 or 8 seconds to go to that hooter sounds. So Mason with the kickoff. trying to maybe go short there. Does have to retch forward half the French outfit. I make with an injury time. Obviously, referee timekeeper Gareth Hewer hasn't got his hand on the hooter just as of yet, so maybe got another minute or so to go. But Ulberg's now the man to fetch it forward. He's going to be pushed back there a metre or two, just short of his own 30 here as Garhan's in at dummy half, goes right to Marion. King sensed where the ball was going. I think Marion knew and just elected to keep hold of the ball himself. Otherwise he'd have demolished Ryan Rivet there. There is the hooter here at the recreation ground, and they're not going to get a final play in just before that hooter sounds, and it's half time at the recreation ground. Whitehaven 18, Toulouse Olympique 6. Toulouse calling him for to be taken over the horizontal, but he was stopped before he went over there, was Guy Armitage, as Richards now looking the man to fetch it forward. He's going to be pulled down 35 away from his own line, 15 short of halfway. Garhan goes left to Rivet, going to go down that left end into the hands then of Ruben Rennie. Rennie's going to take them up to the halfway line here. Plays the ball on halfway, going to come right into the hands then of Rivet. Rivet then finds Marion. Marion then gets it across then to Biscardo. Biscardo gets past Curtis Tier, but King's just able to keep hold of him before reinforcements coming with Worthington and Will Evans, and have made it to the Whitehaven 30. It's a 6 again. First one they've had in this game. So it's going to be now. Toulouse have made it to 12 metres out. It's Brochon in there at dummy half. Marion now. Then goes across then to Ryan Rivet. Rivet then goes out the back to Ashol Bott. Shuvgu coming back, and he's going to come back for the penalty as Ryan Rivet's taken out in similar fashion as to Jake Carter was taken out last week. And they'll do, even in the opening 80 seconds bit, they'll look a much better side than they did in the first half.
Well, you could see, I mean, obviously Sylvain Hulls will give them what for in the dressing room. Obviously it wasn't good enough at a completion rate 41%, and some of the tackles they were poor as well, so you can see that the words will still be ringing in their ears from what he said, but it'll be a different team that's coming out this half.
We'll have to wait and see. It's Biscardo now, just looks a step back inside, does the Toulouse prop, and he's just pulled down. He's just to the right hand side of the post. He's a metre, maybe a metre and a half away. Comes right now into the hands of Brochon, able to push off there Will Evans and gets the ball out to Laguerre. Gets steps back inside once, twice, 3 times, and just able to recover our Whitehaven at that third attempt. Going to play this ball 2 metres out, 10 in from this touchline. Comes towards the middle now to Marion. Marion then gets it across to Greg Richards. He's going to push off there, trying to push off AJ Wally said is Greg Richards. Whitehaven surviving, still a couple of tackles left in the bank. Then comes across to Biscardo, but Biscardo's just going to fall over the line. It was too much for the home side to handle, and it's 2 tries in sort of 3 minutes either side of half time for the visitors. They're getting back into this one. It's Whitehaven 18, it's Toulouse 10.
Yeah, we said they were going to come out a different animal in this half, and they have, right from the word go there. They've run with a bit of purpose, and everybody that's there, they're pushing around the ball, and they're playing the ball faster, and the passes are a lot more quicker. So these words that he said at half time will probably have, as I said, still ringing in their ears, but that's a good start from there. Obviously they got a 6 again, and they scored on the second lot there, so they did well from there. But as I say, you want a reaction now from Whitehaven, and some of the lads don't go down, their body language, don't go down with your heads down and your hands on your hips, so you just need to be being a lot more positive now.
Going to be a change in goal kicker. It was Ryan Rivet that initially took the first one at the back end of the first half. This one's going to be Robin Brochon, his half-back partner. Ball's fallen off the kick and tee. So just going to be 3.5 minutes gone. It is going to be Whitehaven 18, Toulouse 10. But imagine it's going to be 18-12 in just a couple of minutes here on BBC Radio Cumbria Sport Online. And roughly translated, Pete, if that was your side in there at half time, what would have Sue Van Heules been saying? What would you have been saying there at half time?
I don't think we can say what he's probably been saying there, obviously on radio, but he'll have put his mark on them, i.e. the completion rate was poor on their part. The discipline. Paul Ulberg getting sin-binned and the other guy nearly getting sin-binned. So they could have been down to 11 men. So obviously they've just got to tighten up on a few of them. Things, but just leaves it as a one-score game now, rather than the try just before half-time, which was quite cruel really to Whitehaven.
So it is, as Brochon was able to add the extras. It's now Whitehaven 18, Toulouse Olympique 12 here at the Recreation Ground. Championship Rugby League brought to you by BBC Radio Cumbria Sport, as we always do for Whitehaven and Barrow. Coverage of the Raiders tomorrow and coverage of Workington Town as well, with Dan Payne bringing you Barrow versus Batley and Luke Jarman bringing you Workington versus Rochdale. But back underway here at the Recreation Ground as Ashall Bott collects the kick-off, and then it's Biscardo, but he's going to be pushed back a good 5-6 metres there. It's Biscardo by Worthington, Graham and Noah High all involved. Gahan in there at dummy half and eventually has to scoot, and Whitehaven's going to push them back. So you can see what Whitehaven's attitude is like out there at the moment for Jonty Gawley's side. It's now going to be then, it could be Peru, I think it's now fetching it is Peru. I didn't see his name an awful lot in the first half, the former St Helens man. It's now Greg Richards, as he's then going to be met there by AJ Wallace, current Hull KR man meets former Hull KR man. It's now going to be Rivet who's going to kick this. They're kicking behind their own 30 are the visitors. He bounces and Tia just has to take a second before he bounces towards him, and then he takes it to his own 40. So a good starting position for Whitehaven, as Hannigan's going to be in waiting there at dummy half. Now Mason then finds Joey Romeo, and the attacking line for Whitehaven is just a bit slow to get back, as Romeo's marked up 8 metres short of halfway. Now Evans, who be looking to make and does take Whitehaven over the halfway line. 12 in from this grandstand touchline. Newton now finds King then just offers it up to Hugh Worthington. Put down onto his back is the Welsh international. Goes right into the hands then of Hannigan. Hannigan then obviously out the back to Mason. Mason then to Curtis Tia. That was forward, so one each now for either side, but obviously Toulouse did come to a try, so it's going to be Tia that steps back inside. Mason in there at dummy half. It's the 5 and last. It's now Hannigan. Hannigan's going to put it cross fields. Armitage collects it and then trying to put them into touch with Whitehaven straight away. He'd done well there, Armitage, he knew, just to hit the ground there straight away, because it was only a metre or two from finding the touchline. Laguerre now is the man to fetch it forward for Toulouse. He's made it to his own 20 centre field, as Ashall Bott was in there at dummy half. Finds Ulberg. Ulberg's going to make 12-13 metres, plays the ball, gets a quick play of the ball. Ashall Bott scoots out to dummy half once again, pushes his man away, and it's now Rennie who's going to take Toulouse over the halfway line, and within the own half here. Whitehaven's half now are Toulouse. They're 40 out. Rivet then comes across to Richards. Good tackle put on there by Noah High. Completed with James Newton. It's the 5 and last. Comes right now into the hands of Marion. Then Barchon going to put the kick over the top. Romeo collects on the full. And it's going to be push back, and he's pushed back for the goal line drop out there. It's Joey Romeo. He needed some help there, did the winger, and it wasn't forthcoming. Whitehaven have made the change. Lenny Ellis has gone on to replace James Newton in there at hooker.
Yeah, again, Toulouse are doing things a lot faster than what Whitehaven are now, and I think it won't be too long before they come up level on the scoreboard. The confidence is up, the enthusiasm's up, so just see a different team that's come out this half.
Say that, it's a good goal line drop out. It bounces behind the halfway line, and it was allowed to bounce. It's Laguerre that eventually collects it. Then found Biscardo. Biscardo is then stopped just short, or just over halfway, I should say. Ellis and Worthington involved there. Gahan in at dummy half, comes across then to Laguerre into the middle. Newton and High involved in that tackle on Laguerre. So it can't be Newton, Noah High and Guy Graham. Ellis, Wallace, and then High involved once again. All the loanees there for Whitehaven. Richard's going to play this 30 short of the Whitehaven try line. Marion in centre field, out the back then to Brochon. Then comes the ball, isn't the best. Ashall Bott, it's behind the back of him. Has to be collected by Laguerre. Just was shaking his head there was Ashall Bott. So pinned 38 metres away from the Whitehaven line now. Brochon going to be wrapped up. Evans in there. Worthington's in there. Guy Graham completes the tackle. Gahan on the 5 and last now. Marion, Rivers just going to put a little kick over the top, right into the hands of Curtis Tier, and Tier will be happy to take that and make the Whitehaven 20.
Yeah, as I've said, you've got a bit scruffy there for Toulouse. I mean, obviously they got close to the Whitehaven line. It was just there was a few wayward passes just going to ground and not sorting them out. So it's down to them there. Whitehaven could more or less do with a penalty now, but they're probably looking at maybe a cannonball tackle there, and that's what the referee's going to stop the game now. But
it took him a long time to stop the game though, as the Whitehaven player. I can't quite see who it is from here who's down, but I was looking at Lucas Castle coming on there, Pete. So what sort of happened? Go on.
Yeah, he's just dived in there, and he's put a bit more into the tackle from behind. I mean, obviously they've been trying to outlaw these tackles that they're doing there, but he definitely done a cannonball one, and I think Perry Singleton's he's trying to milk it, give him his due. Obviously he's trying to get Whitehaven a penalty or whatever, but I don't think Nick Bennett's going to give them it. So, but as I say, to me it looked like a cannonball tackle.
Soon see referee Nick Bennett put it on report. Just heard the shout behind us. What good's that? Well, the right to Whitehaven, because if he's then found guilty, the Whitehaven don't get the advantage to team in a couple of weeks' time.
Yeah, that's to cover himself as well, isn't it, really?
It certainly is. Lucas Castle is back on the field now, replacing Hugh Worthington. Just maybe wanted some fresh impetus, maybe sensing the visitors getting on top was John Tigorley's side. So it's now going to be Guy Graham. He's taken down short of halfway. Ellis is in there at dummy half, going to call right then to Noah High. High's then taken down just over the halfway line. It is the 5 and last centre field. Goes right then into the hands of Hannigan. Hannigan's going to put it end over end. Olberg's got some ground to cover to try and get there. AJ Wallace is in his face. Ellis is in his face. Noah High's in his face. And it's going to be Ellis, Baxter and High that wrap up the Toulouse winger there.
Yeah, he looked comfortable under that, did Paul Olberg. And we just need to concentrate again on this set there. Don't give any penalties away, and just try and restrict the yardage that Toulouse are making.
So it's Rennie that's made it centre field halfway. Comes right now into the hands of Marion. Marion then finds Pescado. King puts the shot on, but completed with Castle and Ellis involved there. 42 metres out from the Whitehaven line now are the French side. Brochon then comes to Ashol Bott. Line up there by Will Evans. He gets away from Will Evans, and are we coming back for a penalty? I don't think, are we? No, maybe level, soon find out. Come left and left end again into the hands of Paul Olberg. He's just got his arm out as referee Nick Bennett, and he is going to come back for a penalty. Go on, Pete.
That's what I said. I mean, don't give any penalties away in this set, and what have they did? They've gone in. They could have pulled out of that tackle, really.
King, I think, on Brochon.
Yeah, they could have pulled out on that tackle, and I mean, obviously the referee's saying that he's seen it there, but it was poor discipline from Whitehaven there, and then Ryan King's possessing his innocence there.
Well, he's now can speak to the referee because he is the Whitehaven captain in the absence of James Newton. So he's just trying to explain his decision. He's referee Nick Bennett, but as you said earlier, Pete, you've never seen a referee change the mind yet. As Brochon digs it down to touch, it's going to be 10 metres out to start this. 18-12 here at the recreation ground, and Toulouse on the front foot. Guy Armitage now from the tap from that penalty, put down. King involved in that tackle. Castle is as well, as alongside Baxter. Goes left, Marion into the hands of Greg Richards. Richards is trying to get out of that tackle, but he can't. He's pulled down. Gahan in a dummy half comes right now, centre field. Marion then gets to the cross then to Don Peru just pulled down short. He's a former St Helens man, but knocking on the door here. Gahan in there. It's going to be pulled down by Will Evans. Couple of tackles left in this set. Knocking on the door are Toulouse. Peru's going to try and then scoot over from dummy half, and he has done. Poor there, ball watching by Whitehaven, and that's exactly what Johnny Gawley would say. Too busy watching the ball as it was dummied left, and Peru were able to dive over from dummy half, quite close to the 6. You'd imagine we're going to be 18 points apiece in the moment, Pete.
Yeah, that's a poor try. I mean, you don't mind if your opposition's going to throw some good shape at you and some good attack and play, but a try from Acton half-back where he just throws a massive dummy, and the ball is the threat in that occasion. You've got to get underneath that ball and get down low, and on this occasion Peru, he just used his weight with an outrageous dummy, threw it out, and obviously it's going to be all square here. But as I say, you go back to the turning points in the game, and that try just before half time was sort of came at a bad time for Whitehaven, really. If they'd have got in at 18-0 at half time, you can regroup and say where you're at, but there was only a minute to go when they scored that try.
I make it Dom Peru's. I must have wrote that down wrong. Dom Peru's 8th try of the season. It might well be. That's what I'd make it as anyways. If I'm wrong, I apologise. But Brochon's going to be lining up the conversion. Just at the confirm attendance piece. 331.
That's poor.
It is. We know there's a lot going on around West Cumbria. It's a Saturday afternoon. Of course, people go away during the summer, but they'll have been hoping for more on the gate than that this afternoon with Whitehaven. Attendance of 331 here at the recreation ground. And they are being treated to currently just Whitehaven 18, Toulouse Olympique 18 here at the recreation ground. This is BBC Radio Cumbria Sports Online. We're just a few seconds away from ticking over into the 55th minute here at the recreation ground. And if you're John Tigoli, what message are you sending on there, Pete?
I think, don't get me wrong, I think Toulouse are always going to get back into this game and give it a go, but obviously just them penalties that were given away off the if that's set to 6 and following through, real poor. But you've got to be disciplined, and as I've mentioned about this division, it's quite brutal.
Certainly is. And Toulouse are fetching the ball forward from the kick-off. They've been nilled on their own 10 metre line. Has Biscaro, Castle, High and Graham all involved in that tackle. Richards now still only used 2 interchanges. Has Sylvain Hules, so whether he's going to try and rotate in a bit and try and freshen things up a bit more out there, but
well, they've had most of the ball this half, Jordan. They've had 7 sets, and I've got them at 100% completion, whereas Whitehaven's only had 2, and they're doing a lot of backpedaling and a lot of defending, so that's going to take its toll at the back end of this game.
So Richards is going to play the ball just short of the Toulouse 40. Garhan scoots from dummy half, and he's going to be through there. It's Callum Garhan. He's got Rivett on his left hand side, and it's going to be, is it? No, Romeo's able to get back, then gets the ball away, now into the hands of Brochon. Brochon has to play that ball. It's the 5 and last. Whitehaven able to recover. It's a 6 again. Not what Whitehaven wanted. Comes across then to Marion. Marion's going to be wrapped up 2-3 metres short. Peru's in there at dummy half. Goes left into the hands then of Brochon. Brochon picked up to Biscaro. Biscaro's wrapped up, put down onto his back. Garhan going to be in there at dummy half. Goes left into the hands of Marion. Marion runs it towards the line, then goes left to Rivett. Singleton able to wrap up there, Ryan Rivett. Good work from that, but they're short on that left hand side. Ollie Ashelbot knocked on over the line there. There's Ashelbot in searching for that, and it should be thrown that ball away. It's going to be Paul Ulberg. He's 10 minutes as Paul Ulberg. His second time of the afternoon. I only mentioned it last week when Dean Gebby seen yellow twice. How often do you see a player get seen twice in these days? Seen it in consecutive weeks. Last week for Whitehaven, this week for Toulouse.
But I'd only give him half pay as well, because he's only played 50% of the game. So poor from Paul Ulberg, really. I mean, but give Barshon his due there. When he broke through, it would have been easy. Maybe trying to throw that ball and trying to get it, but was he? The referee give a 6 again there, and this is the third set in the half that Whitehaven's got. So they're going to get a bit of yardage from me, but as I said, and finish off with a good kick.
So Johnny Romeo's now man fetched it forward, second tackle, trying to get up and play this ball. You can hear the crowd behind us. May not be many here at the recreation ground, but you can hear them trying to get on the back of Nick Bennett, feeling they're not getting the fair rubber green, especially in this second half. Ellis then goes right into the hands then of Lachlan Hannigan. It's just a bit clunky in this second half of Whitehaven so far. Just ticked over into the 58th minute. It's 18 points apiece. Jake Mason now with ball in hand. And he, like you said, just didn't know what to do with that one. Eventually ended up doing nothing. Guy Graham running in front of him and he had to take the tackle. Ellis in there at dummy half. Goes right into the hands then of Hannigan. Hannigan elects to put the early kick in. Ashol Bott has to collect as the Paulo Delaster is getting ready to come on down below us. for this Toulouse side. It will be his debut coming from the bench, and it's going to be Ryan Rivet who's going to be going in there. So I think we might be seeing a little bit of a reshuffle, because from what John Gawley said earlier on, he's a back. So we'll have to keep an eye on that one, see how that goes. Laguerre comes across and now to Brochon, finds Armitage. Armitage trying to get away from Lucas Castle, but he's not able to do so. Ellis helps him complete the tackle, as does AJ Wallace. He's going to play this 30 metres out from their own line. Then comes across then to Paolo Delaster. He's taken down. Gahan in there, comes across then to Brochon. Fantastic work from Ryan King, just lined up Brochon there and didn't even attempt to go for the one-on-one strip, just wrapped it up, knew, and it was going to be the 5 and last. Marion puts the kick in. I think we're about to see another penalty here. No, he says he's seen it, the referee Nick Bennett, but he caught Marion just after the kick had come, and Noah High is replaced then by Ross Ainley. A bit chaotic here there, but it's going to be Whitehaven to play the ball.
As soon as he's kicked that ball, Ryan King should just put his hands right in front of him rather than give him a shot, so taking the threat away.
Tia with a good run forward there into Toulouse territory now, our Whitehaven. Mersing then goes right into the hands then of Ross Ainley. Ainley's pulled down 22 metres out, sensing a tide. He's trying to change here, Whitehaven, while the visitors are down to 12 once more. Lucas Castle now. It's going to be the 5 and last. 25 out. Ellis in there at dummy half, comes left to King. King then puts a little neat kick forward. Evans is on the chase. Baxter gets away from Baxter and King. Ainley and Ellis are going to complete the tackle, and he's made it to his own 10 metre line there, has Ben Laguerre.
Again, they could have finished off with a better kick, but I mean, obviously you've got what you've got. I mean, Ryan King's not used to putting them kicks in. It wasn't a bad kick from himself, but as I say, you get to somebody who's more designed for that position. I mean, obviously with the injuries that they've got. I mean, Jamie's always a great kicker of the ball from there, but obviously came up short there.
Oh, he initially gave play on there, the referee Nick Bennett. He gave play on and then said, Ashalbot, no, you're taking him down at the second attempt. Referee Nick Bennett, you can't do that. You can't say play on and then give the penalty for tackling the man. He hasn't been the best out there as referee Nick Bennett this afternoon. I don't like getting on the back of referees, but he hasn't been the best out there, and it's a penalty here for Toulouse, and we make it just on the hour mark. Haven 18, Toulouse 18.
Yeah, again, it was a decision that didn't go down well. I mean, every decision that the referees, it's going to have its opposite effect, whatever. But on this occasion, it's give Toulouse the chance now just to attack the Whitehaven line, and they're going to put a bit more pressure on them.
So comes across then to Richards. Richards is met there by Graham, Ainley and Lucas Castle. 35 out, centre field, comes right now into the hands then of Brochon, just offloads it to Addison Hansen, fresh back onto the field. Got Pierre John Lima getting ready to come on down below us, who'll be a fresh body out there, not being onto the field yet. Comes right to Brochon, then finds Armitage. Armitage steps back inside, wrapped up by Will Evans. King involved there as well. The 10 metres out, 10 metres in from this near grandstand touchline. Comes across then to Brochon. Gahan then just finds Delaster, and he's going to be wrapped up centre field. Still 10 metres out or so, maybe 9 at a push. Gahan in there at dummy half, scoots. Callum Gahan, he's taken down. That's a double movement if it is one, and if it is, he's bounced it anyways. It's going to be a knock on. Referee Nick Bennett is there. He's right in front of him. He's having to ask the touch judge, who's here, Pete?
I saw that as well. I mean, obviously he's the closest official to that ball,
and he's having to ask a touch judge who's 30 metres away.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you've got to work with your co-hosts or whatever. But as I say, on that occasion, he was the closest guy there, and why couldn't he make that call?
It's been declared a double movement, so it is a penalty. Very rare you see a double movement given these days, but Whitehaven only found their own 20 with the penalty, so then comes across to Romeo. Romeo took it forward and now finds Ross Ainley. This will be the second tackle. Whitehaven 35 away from their own line. Ellis in there at dummy half, goes right into the hands then. Got a couple of pairs of hands. Hannigan then finds Mason. Then finds Curtis Tia down that right hand side. Curtis Tia looking to come back inside, get round Ashalbot. Oh, and he was just trying to get the arm free, and it's going to be rolled forward. Oh, it's going to say it's come off the Toulouse man. It's going to say it's come off the Toulouse man. Oh wow! It says it comes off the hand of the Toulouse man, and it's Jake Mason that's put the ball down underneath the sticks. It's his 10th try of the season. Look at Sylvain Houlez's face. He's in complete shock that that's being given. He's just sat there open-mouthed, open-wided is Sylvain Houlez. I don't know how it's being given. I thought it was a forward pass from Curtis Tier. We'll have to look at that one back. Just saying behind us, it's come off the feet potentially of Curtis Tier. Absolutely no idea. All we need to know, it's Whitehaven's 4th of the afternoon. They're 22-18 up. It's Whitehaven 22, Toulouse 18. Hannigan with the opportunity to add extras. Peter Smith, what's going on?
Nick Bennett said to me today he's had a poor game, and as I say, everybody's accountable. But on this occasion, I mean, obviously he gave a couple of decisions against Whitehaven there, and they always say, you know, what one always equals another one up. But on that occasion there, as I say, you know, no wonder Sylvain Houlez was
I called it as a forward pass straight away, Pete. Called it, I thought it had to be, but
again, who was the closest man closer to that ball?
He's the man closest to it, so if he's seen something different than we have, bear in mind we're probably another 50, 60 metres away, obviously, from where Nick Bennett is, then, you know, he's a lot closer than we are, but it's felt in favour of Whitehaven on this occasion. They have retaken the lead, and Lachlan Hannigan's going to have an opportunity from right in front, 10 metres out at the Kells end, to make it a 6-point gap.
Yeah, again, you know, it's put the ball back in Whitehaven's court there. You know, they've got to look after this set now and concentrate from here, because there'll be about 17 minutes left, is there? Something like that.
We make it, we're into the 64th minute, so around 16 minutes left here at the recreation ground. Whitehaven 24, Toulouse Olympique 18. Championship Rugby League being brought to you once again by BBC Radio Cumbria Sport Online.
Well, they've had several chances in this half, and towards the back of these sets that they've had, they've just got a bit nervy, and you know, obviously there was a double movement, and a couple of other times they got over the line and dropped it Ollie Ashel-Bott. But as I say, from now, you know, if White can just hold the nerve and just say without them, they might come away with something here.
They've attempted the gun short. Armitage knocks it back into hands of Laguerre. It was allowed to bounce. And Toulouse, rather than defending and pinning Whitehaven on their own 10 metres, they're on the Whitehaven 10 metres. Garhan then goes left, and they've got to be in that left hand side corner. There's two players down there in back play. It's going to be Laguerre that puts it down on the left hand side, and we could be in potentially maybe for more sin binnings and some penalties, an 8-point try, whatever you want to call it these days. Referee Nick Bennett hasn't signalled anything as of yet. Curtis T has gone for 10 minutes, so we're going to see an 8-point try.
What we were just saying there about you know, being disciplined when you've got the ball, and you know, you cannot switch off, and any time you scored a try, you know, it's to me, it dumbfounds me there what they did. I mean, they let the ball bounce in their own half on the 40-metre line. They let the ball bounce, and to compound that, you know, Curtis T has went and been let his mates down, be given a silly tackle away, and obviously it's put 2 points in between the teams again. But if Barshon kicks it, obviously it's all square again with 15 minutes to go. And
we'd think a potential 8-point try with TSC in yellow, and they're going to have an opportunity in front of the stick. So even if they don't add it here, Brochon then could, and we think may, have an opportunity from right in front. Got to be if T is seen 10 minutes.
Right.
At least I think.
Right.
What could happen and what I think may happen. T is seen yellow. That's his afternoon almost done within the 65th minute when that was given. So if I think I'm right, I'm about to find out that Whitehaven could have to go against two kicks at goal here. It could be one from out wide, 22 metres or so on the straight, but only a metre or two in from the touchline, and then I think Brochon's going to have an opportunity from right in front. We'll soon find out.
Yeah.
Brochon here going to come at it right footed from the left hand touchline. BBC Radio Cumbria Sport Online. He's 2 from 2 so far, is Brochon. Will he make it 3 from 3? Will he level the scores up? Brochon. He does. It's 24 all. It's not an 8-point try, so we're given that it's not in the act of scoring, it was beforehand. So as it wasn't Laguerre that was taken out, it's 24 points apiece. It isn't an 8-point try. Got a little bit ahead of myself there, Pete, but it is all potential because it was in the act of scoring the try. But referee Nick Bennett says as it wasn't the man that was fouled that scored the try, can't be, and it's 24 points apiece.
Yeah, again, we're back to all square here, so it's going to...
And that has probably just nearly ended up in the county ground next door for Whitehaven Amateurs. That's how deep it's gone. Jake Mason puts his hand up and apologises. 12 and a half to go as we make it. Toulouse are going to have an opportunity here.
That'll be killing Jonty, that. Things like that, but things that you try and get away from, but you're just making errors on errors on errors, and they kill you. Absolutely kill you, them.
Just checking, is Olberg back out there?
Yeah,
he is. So Toulouse back up to 13, Whitehaven down to 12. We make it within the final 12 minutes here on BBC Radio Cumbria Sport Online. 24 points apiece, Whitehaven and Toulouse. That was shouted forward, looked slightly forward to me, but referee Beckett hasn't been interested in any forward passes so far this afternoon, so I don't think we're getting a call there. Marion now then comes across to Pierre-John Lima. Going to be taken down 18 metres out. Interesting that I haven't seen James Newton back out there yet. Lenny Ellis is still out there. Ainley, Worthington and Ellis all involved in that tackle. The 10 metres out are Toulouse. Garhan's in there at dummy half. Goes left into the hands end of Pierre-John Lima.
There's going to be a spare man somewhere here. I think they're going to work towards his right hand side.
Garhan's in there. They go left instead. Marion looking for the ball over the top to Olberg in that left hand side corner. And that's where the spare man was. It was on that right hand side where Curtis Tia should have been. And into the 69th minute, Toulouse hit the front for the first time this afternoon at the recreation ground. It is Whitehaven 24, Toulouse Olympique 28.
Yeah, it comes down to a couple of brain explosions, obviously from Curtis Tia and then Jake Mason when he put that kick in. I mean, like you can see, Jonty's his life will have been ebbing away when he's watching that kick getting blew into the terraces from there. But as I say, it's gone hauntingly quiet round here now. There's no cheering or anything on that. But I mean, prior to that, I know the crowd's quite sparse. But as I say, that he's going to add insult to injury by kicking this goal from the touchline. But as I say, it was all far too easy again.
So it was Ruben Rennie that got the first try. I'm not too sure who's grounded that one. That's me trying to use my GCC French on the Toulouse Twitter feed down below us. So we'll keep an eye on that one when it does pop up. But they have scored in that left-hand side corner. Have Olympique, have Toulouse, and it is 28-24 in their favour. And we've already seen Brochon nail one from this right-hand side, or the left-hand side with his right foot. So money on him to do it again, you'd reckon.
Yeah, it's obviously it's one of them now. But as I say, it adds a bit more insult to injury when they're going to score from the kickoff as well.
It was Olberg, and I'm sure I mentioned that, but soon wait and see. Brochon taking as much time as he did previously. 24-28. He misses on that occasion, so it's still only a 4-point ball game here at the recreation grounds. We make it within to the final 10 minutes. I make it 9.5. In the Super League, it's Hull FC 10, Hull KR 18, and it's Lee 8, Huddersfield Giants 8 here at the recreation ground in the Championship. 24-28 in favour of the visiting Toulouse side. And it is Whitehaven down to 12 for the next 6 or 7 minutes as we make it. Slightly shorter from that one from Mason. Garhan collects. Then gets it back inside to Harrison Hansen. Hansen wrapped up, so 18 metres away from his own line. Garhan in at dummy half. Goes left and finds Delaster. Delaster then gets it away into the hands of Pierre-John Lima. Lima's pulled down 30 metres out. Garhan scoots from dummy half, then finds left. Goes into the hands of Marion, who was the one who made his way into the harsh roll earlier on when Ryan Rivet had left the field. Comes across then to Marion now from that play of the ball, then gets it up to Delaster. Delaster gets round from Hugh Worthington. Evans and Wallace in there. Complete the tackle. They're in the Whitehaven territory now. Garhan's the man that's taken down after scooting from dummy half. 25 out. Going to go left into the hands of Marion. Marion shapes a dummy and he then gets the offload away Delaster then puts a little kick forward, and that is all she wrote here at the recreation ground. It's come from absolutely nothing. I don't know how Mason couldn't get on that kick from Paulo Diasta, and on his Toulouse Olympique debut, he's just won the match, I think, for Toulouse here at the recreation ground. It's Whitehaven 24, it's Toulouse Olympique 32.
Yeah, that came from their own half, really. I mean, they were just finding too many easy meters going down there. Whitehaven, obviously, Toulouse have had twice the amount of sets that Whitehaven had, so you can understand the fatigue factor with the Haven players. But on that occasion, they're down and out, and they just found a way to get themselves over the line there, probably for the match clinching try. So that'll please Sylvain Huls a bit more than what it has been. But as I say, Whitehaven boys, the body language is, their heads are dropped now, and it's going to be another defeat for them. It looks like so.
Another defeat, Pete, but not disgraced. You know what I mean? Compared to the previous weeks where they were dominated in the second half of Halifax and, for the want of a better phrase, humiliated at Featherstone last week. That they have put a performance out there at times, but this Toulouse side, which we knew what to do, they couldn't be as poor in the first half, again in the second half, as they were in the first, and they've been right up for it in the second half.
Well, as I've said, they've had brain explosions at the wrong time for themselves, and for the right time for Toulouse. But really, kicking the ball into touch, and obviously, Curtis T getting Simbin, whatever, it's let his lads down. So, really, it's going to cost them the game on that occasion. But as I said, this division's brutal, and what you've got to be doing, you've got to be on your game every day and on every tackle.
Brochon just still lining up now, coming to take this conversion attempt, and that one has just only gone over. You may have heard it behind us, someone said he kicks him low, and he does, did Brochon, but it's found to go over the crossbar. It's a 10-point advantage now for the visitors. If Whitehaven are going to come back, they're going to have to do something great. It's Whitehaven 24, Toulouse Olympique 34. We make it 6 minutes to go here at the recreation ground.
Yeah, you never know. This game's had all sorts of twos and throws, but again, there's another ball that's been let to bounce, and poor tackle from Whitehaven. As I say, they will be quite tired, because Toulouse has had double the amount of sets with the ball, and that's made Whitehaven defend a lot more than what they should have been.
Looking to fetch the ball forward now are the French outfit. They attempted to go short, not short enough. Penalty for Whitehaven. Referee Nick Bennett yet again didn't know. He had to look at his touch judge. It's his touch judge who's give it on that occasion. And if they were going to have any hope there with Whitehaven, I think with 5 to go and a penalty for Toulouse, I think we've just could call it game over.
Well, Harrison Anthony just played the old soldier there. He knew what he was doing. As I say, he looked for the touch judge and the referee. But as I say, everybody's got to be accountable today, and I don't think Nick Bennett's had one of his best games.
Peru's going to look at playing this ball. They didn't make too many metres on that. Still in their own half here are Toulouse, as Pierre-John Lima just takes him, gone backwards over the halfway line. Only a metre or two in Whitehaven territory now. Comes right then into hands of Delaster. Then comes out the back to Ashalbot. Ashalbot looks to step round. Perry Singleton trying to get away from Joey Romeo, but he can't do. He's going to be wrapped up there by Joey Romeo. Ainley's in there as well. It's going to be another penalty here. Judged to have been ripped in that tackle, and the shout of take 2, whatever that might be in French down below us, comes from the Toulouse backroom staff, just to take the minute out the game and just to take the sin out the game there, Pete.
Is it not duh?
I know it might be, but I don't know what take is. Don't be like that, Pete. Come on. You're better than that. But yeah, it was the shout off immediately. 2 went up. Let's take the sting out the game, and let's just take it away from Whitehaven, because they're going to have less than 4 minutes if they are to try and get anything now.
Well, as I say, it's totally gone now. I mean, obviously they're just going to try and put another 2 points down, slow the game down. Whitehaven's chasing the game now, and all at worst occurrence, they're going to get the ball back from a dropout. But take it to be that Barshon's going to drop it over and put a 12-point deficit in between the two teams.
Still Hull FC 10, Hull KR 18, still Lee 8, Huddersfield 8. The score's up in front of us on the BBC Sport app and website. What it does say, however, though, it's Whitehaven 24, Toulouse 34, and Brochon with an opportunity here to just extend that gap a little bit more and make it 2 converted scores. And while it's not beyond the realms of possibility to score 2 tries in 3 minutes, they'll have to do some going. This game is all but over, you'd feel. He's missed his Brochon. So Whitehaven do have an opportunity from the goal line dropout to attempt to go short and try and recover this ball back.
It'll be a 20-metre dropout. So
it's a 20-metre dropout, of course, yeah, with it going dead from a penalty. So Mason, no, they don't even attempt to go short. They just try and get it as long as they can. So Brochon collects from that, finds Harrison Hansen. That was on their own 30 here. And then it's Worthington, Castle, Ainley, Ellis all involved in that tackle. Hansen pairs it 8 short of halfway. Pierre-John Lima meets then Hugh Worthington, finds his front, just Pierre-John Lima just over the halfway line, then comes across then to Dallaster, then finds Brochon, then finds Peru gets away from Lewis Baxter. Castle's going to get him instead. AJ Wallace involved there as well. 45 away from the Whitehaven line, goes left. Gahan finds Marion, then still Marion, then gets the ball out to Ulberg. Ulberg's then going to come in off the wing, met there by Hannigan and AJ Wallace. We're into the final 2 minutes as we make it here at the recreation ground. Finds Lima. Worthington trying to catch Lima, but he's going to be met there instead by Lenny Ellis and Lucas Castle. It is the 5 and last. Gahan goes left to Marion. Marion's just going to put a little kick forward. Mason's there. Is it going to be? It's going to be. I'm not too sure. I think that should have been Toulouse's ball, but referee Nick Bennett calls it in favour of Whitehaven, and it's going to be a play the ball on the 10-metre line. I make it under 90 seconds to go.
Yeah, I can't see them doing anything now with the ball. All Toulouse are going to be doing is, just getting numbers in the tackle and just slowing it down. But Whitehaven need to get some second phase and try and keep the ball alive. But as I say, with all the defensive work that they've done, I don't think they've got the legs.
So Ryan King now to fetch this ball forward, calls for a high tackle from referee Nick Bennett. He wasn't interested in it. In there at dummy half was Lenny Ellis, and then find Worthington. Worthington put that onto his back on the Whitehaven 40. Ellis in there, goes right into the hands of King. King then out the back now to Hannigan. Out the back to Jake Mason. Mason again gets it across to Curtis Tia. Tia tries to step back inside then of Paul Ulberg, then finds Lachlan Hannigan. I thought that was forward. Hannigan then, Whitehaven have made it to the Toulouse 18 metres. It's the 5 and last. Got to be a 6 again. Surely a 6 again. Singleton dives out of the dummy half, puts the kick forward. It's full time here at the recreation ground, and it's finished Whitehaven 24, Toulouse Olympique 34. Certainly a scare for Sylvain Hules' side. That 8 unbeaten becomes 9 unbeaten now with 8 victories and a draw, but they'll know they've been in a game in the west of Cumbria when they make the journey back to the south of France later on this evening.